And welcome back to Rift Rivals. Here we go with the next game in the semifinals of AHQ versus Edward Gaming, and we're going to decide who's the champion team in the LPL or the LMS. I'm super excited to be here. Another great day on the Rift at this really cool aircraft hangar. Oh man, I wish I lived there. But let me introduce my co-caster, RavExel.
Hello all. We've been casting this whole semifinals of the LPL versus the LMS, and just some really good games. One was quite close. The game two was a kind of a stomp, but it was a gradual build up to an advantage. And now, very important third game, where whoever wins this game is their region's going to have a big advantage to take the series and take on the Koreans.
Yeah, and it's an interesting format. Instead of have actually like one individual team, it's your entire region takes the other one on. So as a different dynamic, I like the flexibility. This is one of the things that makes League a really interesting esport, is because you could do very many different things. This wouldn't exist in traditional sports like basketball or freaking football, for instance, right? I love the experimentation, and we're at the infancy level. We're laying down the groundwork here, because it's even more important as fans. If we bitch and complain a lot, they might even do something about it.
And here's a result: an international tournament added onto the schedule that really serves no purpose other than giving it to the fans and let them see regions face off against each other in League of Legends combat. We've seen some real interesting things come out of the meta. We've seen Kled be a monster in top. We've seen Callista in bottom lane come to fruition and is now getting bans and being picked. We see the constant Corki versus Talia down in mid lane pretty much every time. And here once
Speaking
again,
of Talia, yeah, but I'm liking the Varus on the other side. We haven't really seen too much of the utility carries. Well, actually, we have. We've seen a bit of Ashe, but we haven't seen too much Varus. So that's going to be some nice lockdown there. We're going to have maybe some explosive class into the corrupting thingamajig. And, ooh, the Talon. Do you think we're going to see that locked in, Rav?
I don't think so.
Nah. Oh.
I don't think we're going to see the Lucian locked in either. That's what I think we're going to see locked in.
Oh.
I did not watch this game ahead of time, folks, and this is just what the meta has been for these regions facing off against each other.
Yeah, these are two explosive mid laners. There's a lot of action right there. Corki's going to have some real strength in his lane, especially when he has his Trinity Force built. But the Talia is going to have the mobility advantage. And again, he's going to be opportunity to go down and kill the immobile Varus, right? I feel bad for AD carries this patch. You know, I can see why the power of like the recon being so wanted, right? Because your ability to get out an actual stun. You know, it's a AD carries. It's tough to be an AD carry these days.
Yeah, I mean, not many have that type of escape potential, but Corki as AD carry is one of them, though he has seen more play in mid lane since the switch from primarily, I mean, the 50-50 split of attack damage ability power to now an 80-20 split of ability power to attack damage on his auto attacks. And things Jarvan picked up. Alright, so that's going to be a Gragas jungle, Jarvan top. So he's picking that Jarvan blind. And right now, AHQ is going to both pick their top laner and their AD carry, both of which they have information on what EDG is picking.
Well, it looks like AHQ is going to go back with maybe a Kled. This was also going to give them a strong engage just to match out the Jarvan. Edward Gaming still has a very strong deadly engage right there. You're going to have multiple forms of engage. Hell, even your AD carry can start the party. That explosive class can probably knock someone into Jarvan's wall, so that's going to count as terrain. That's going to make for some devastating combos. And this would be a very much good pick up the recon. Yes, I like seeing the recon. Right? This is able to get at the Cataclysm and with the flash. It's going to keep things interesting. It looks like the Tom Kench might be locked in just to give their movement. Again, they want to have their own way to protecting their AD carry, and the Tom Kench is going to do just that. He's a French croc or turtle-like reptilian thing, Majiggy from New Orleans, and we love him.
You make a good point about the Tom Kench, and look who he's picking against: a Kled and a Thresh and a Lee Sin. All people who want to kind of dive in on their squishies, which there's only two. There's only going to be Corki and Varus, and as soon as he senses some danger, he's just going to eat them right up and spit them right back in the team fight, back of the team fight, just to be doing more and more damage. So a great pickup on the support to the Tom Kench, and really just fits their team comp perfectly. I see EDG being more of a poke comp, whereas AHQ is more of going to be looking for the engages with Kled and with Talia, getting those right types of engages on EDG and being able to split up the team or get a sort of like a 3-on-4, a 4-on-5 type of advantage and capitalize from there.
Yeah, as well. Like the Ever Gaming's going to have more of the engage style as well. So they're going to be like coming and pounding. It's going to be very interesting. I don't think AHQ is going to have like the versatility in their comp to really get behind though, because they're running more of a dual threat. So that's a little bit concerning, but it's nothing I don't think they can work out against.
Hey, something that's just came on my mind. You see both coaches shaking hands and bowing at the same time. Do you think they were talking about that ahead of time? Do you think they're like, okay, so what are we doing? Are we gonna do the bow? Are we gonna do the handshake? Like, if we get to like, game 5 or something like a very important game, do we hug? At all? Like, do you think they have a pregame, like the coaches ahead of time about what the type of greeting that they're gonna be doing?
If you don't think that kind of stuff is as fixed as wrestling, something is definitely wrong with you. This is a spectator sport as well as magical. So let's just take a quick break for a second, and welcome to another broadcast of Two Frenchmen, One Cast, where we are committed to bringing quality entertainment to you, the fans, as well as providing a platform for our sponsors to obtain positive exposure, to which we dub the Gold Effect. For we take your corporate communication strategies to another level. And it doesn't matter if your product is fur coats. We will club the baby seals harder than a white girl partying on a Friday night. And we even do exotic perfumes. Sometimes a few endangered whales gotta die to make your lady swoon. So remember, get your product to your audience. We're your local corporate shills casters.
And amen to that. I just want to second that. And we're here for corporate interests, and that's what brought us here. And that's where we're going as well.
Well, our interest through corporate interest. Correct. Let's not get confused. Yes,
absolutely. It's a win-win situation. Sometimes a win-win-win.
Yeah, at this point right now, we're willing to give away First Blood. The game is sponsored by Towers, or sponsored by anything is not off the table for sponsorship. So talk to our PR.
First level 6, like the first level 6 in the game. We kind of give a shout out to a sponsor for that. Very big moment. The first ward kill, definitely on the table for the right dollars or products.
Yeah. Remember, our coffers are what's important. All right, and enough of that. So let's get back to this game. Fairly standard start right now. The usual leashes. I don't really like these leashes that much. I kind of prefer that laners go to lane. The jungle does his own thing. And it's just about toxicity and solo queue, which I can't stand. People screwing it up. Thresh could be trying to be helpful, and all of a sudden he freaking takes the camp, and all of a sudden he AFKs. It just leads opportunities for disaster, I think.
Well, as someone who's been playing the game for a long time, leashing jungle camps is a very old thing, and just something that I personally gotten used to over the years. It's something that I used to pride myself as playing the supporter AD carry role and being able to duo a camp with your partner and not sustain much damage, but it's a little bit different now. Now that 3 people go.
Yeah, I think we're playing a different. Yeah, I think we're playing a different game, man.
Yeah.
I wouldn't call it an enjoyable experience, but early on, I think we're going to see who tips his top lane first. It's might add a gradual snow effect because they're probably going to be rushing the Kled will probably rush the Hydra first for the wave push because either one of these lanes gets ahead in the top lane. It's going to be pretty dead, especially the Jarvan, since the amount of engage is going to be relied on. If you can get a proper Cataclysm without being too squishy, it's going to be pretty devastating for the Talia or
Gragas has just seen Lee Sin knows he's there. They both have the double buffs, but Lee Sin's not going to go in on that. He just decides to go up and take golems and going to leave Gragas. He doesn't necessarily want a full-on 3-on-3 engage in the enemy jungle. Sorry, go on. What were you saying?
Yeah, we're just having good engages in this round. The Tom Kid's already bringing the Varus out of trouble. I'm afraid the AHQ team is going to have to get used to that the whole game of the Tom Kench. We're really going to have to watch out for that Devour. It looks like he could be sneaking around and trying to do a little investigation. The Kled's giving it around. As Jarvan's currently tower, with the current push, the Kled's going to probably... Oh, maybe not. But nice job there by the Kled pushing into the tower so he can assist his Lee Sin in the jungle.
Nice dodging there by Scout. Getting outside of the CC range of Talia and just getting all types of damage. He hit everything on that engage and taking Talia down to about 40% life.
Yeah, I'm not sure what Talia was doing. It's kind of weird. Your jungler comes to check on you, see how you're doing, all of a sudden you drop to 40% health. You know,
yeah, the pressure's supposed to be the other way.
Yeah, is this the same Westor?
He is, and he has been performing fairly well. So we should see him in form, and if he's not, then that's going to be a shock because he normally always brings it, and especially in international competition.
Oh, completely. Yeah, sorry. It's the local dog was up to some mischief, and I had to do some parental correcting.
Yes, yes.
Yeah. And as the breed is barely listening to me, but oh well, it's like solo queue.
Yeah, nobody listens anytime there.
You know what?
Jungle action. Gragas just sees this poking out. He knows Lee
Yeah, he knows.
There, and he knows
what's going on.
He's got a. Okay, so the camp did go over to Lee Sin, so good smite on that.
Yeah, but that's pressured by the old fat man. There goes the kind of damage we're expecting in mid lane. Scout's gonna have to be careful there. Back to the fat man. If you notice that the fat man always finds a way to sneak himself back into the meta, he gets nerfed constantly. Then one item gets buffed, and all of a sudden he's back. He's been in mid lane, top lane. He's back in the jungle.
Yeah. As a Gragas player, I love it, but he brings a lot to the game. So it looks like Riot wants to keep him in there by switching up how he's being played. I've even played him support before, and I have to say I had some success with that.
Oh yeah, I think that versatility is always going to be helpful, as well as impacts throughout the whole game. There's not really a point in the game where Gragas is especially that weak. Like he's not the creme de la creme all the time, but he's able to provide decent value. That explosive class is pretty much game changing because that can be used both offensively and defensively to win games and big fights. Like explosive cask into a Baron pit when it's contested and going in there then smiting that thing, it's a guaranteed way to get yourself the fangirls.
It's all about the fangirls. And as you mentioned before, Kled did get that Tiamat and was able to push that wave incredibly fast, and Jarvan's forced it back. He knows he can't stay in lane with this Kled without having back jet. So he's going to go back and possibly pick up Tiamat himself, and he just did. And
yeah, he can't afford...
Back. Not going
to he can't... Yeah, he can't afford to lose the push rates because the Kled has just been monstrously pushing in, push to bear trap. And nice phosphorus bomb hits.
The quick back by Kled went and bought boots. Is going to run back. Knows that the wave is going to go back towards the middle, and he's not going to lose any CS. Just decides to get those boots and run back in the lane, and that's his advantage. He has boots, and Jarvan does not.
His Lee Sin's not making much of an impact to earlier game. Well, obviously, as I say, he's roaming up now. Oh, the fat man could be going away. I don't think he's got vision on him, though. Actually, no, he probably had vision on him. That's why the Corki's being called back. They know something's up. Yeah, it looks like it's going to be a free red buff. And, they know what's going to happen. Will the Corki come back to defend? Oh, top laner's going in. Bear trap's on. Passive hit on Gragas and pushes the Jarvan out.
We have the
nice
roaming. Leaving the Xayah alone in bottom. Tom Kench also coming down with Gragas. Looking to either have a team fight or maybe fight for this this dragon shortly.
Oh, we have to gauge. The dragon rage. Oh, you can't get out. Oh, nice job getting out. The Cataclysm locks in. The Kled's going to be able to get out when the minion breaks his health.
Certainly will.
Nice job there, very clean. Yeah, that all started with lack of vision play there, and me purposely making a comment about Lee Sin to inspire him. I told Mountain to climb a mountain, and he did for some first blood action. All that from us. See, I think that the play could have been thwarted by Scout wasn't guarding his jungler a lot. He gave his jungle up, gave the pressure away. It looks like the fat man's going to steal a red buff back, but that's a very small consolation prize in comparison.
Yeah, they left that top tower there with just a little bit of health. Kled might try to finish it off and get the solo goal, but let's just see. probably needs about 4 or 5 shots, I'm guessing. He's back up on it.
Well, I think the idea is just to deny as much gold
There
as
you
you
go.
and experience as
There
you
you go.
can, right?
He got it. He's going to go back and buy.
Yeah, that Jarvan's not going to be too happy right there. He's not really able to get much going on. So that way he pushes. He's going to be in danger of Lee Sin getting in there.
Little does Krylov as Gragas know that this is actually a free dragon right now if he goes for it.
Correct word. Little does you know.
Yeah, Lee Sin is backing, and meanwhile, we have the blue going over to Corki. And just head back to Valkyrie back. He can because now he has mana regeneration.
Yeah, the J4.
Sorry, go ahead.
I might want to be a bit worried. I don't think the J4 can stay in lane right now with the Kled. The Kled's going to be able to run him down right now. Right.
Great point. He actually will be able to, and J4 is going to have to make some amazing flag and drag, some well-timed cataclysms to be able to even escape that situation.
But doesn't Cataclysm lock you in with the person trying to kill you?
Yes, but if you use it before your flag and drag, you can trap someone inside and then get away. As a Jarvan that's been behind many a time, I've done that.
Well, if you've been behind many a time, why are we listening to your opinion?
I know what not to do.
That's what make, and just like that, we're gonna make America great, and we're gonna make Jarvan great. Oh, here comes the Talia's Reaper's Wall. They're going on the scout. They're going to catch the scout. Here comes the Bear Trap out of that. He's blowing the heel.
Be able to get into the fight shortly.
He's locked in.
Did go and E-flashed into Jarvan. Damage being switched over. They're damaging multiple targets, trying to get Jarvan in the back lane. And here we have Corki being chased and just able to get the damage off. And we have 1-for-1 so far. Both top laners trading out, but Scout very low on the health. But with blue buff, might be able to poke and get these minions here.
That's a great trade for EDG, right? If you're behind, that's what you want to do, especially at the top laners. I don't know how Scout got out of there alive. I think he got a lucky blast cone because he was dead to rights there, but he loses his flash right there. If you watch the replay, look at Scout's Valkyries early. He used to blow his flash much earlier because the Ziv almost pretty much wrecked him right there. He barely gets away with like 200 health. Like, that could have gone a lot worse.
Frankly, Scout was lucky to get that blast cone the way he did. Just got out. Ah, well, yeah. We had the trade there, and First Dragon's still up, Rift Herald's still up, and we're just looking for that first objective. But we had the first tower going up on top, that going in AHQ's favor, and because of that, and some great farming by Kled, they have a 1,600, 1,400 gold advantage.
And this is the position that AHQ is going to want to be in. They really can't afford to get too far behind. They have a lot of options, but once this comp gets behind, the other team is going to be rolling. You can't have a Jarvan diving you when they're ahead. That's pretty much like game over time. It's like having a Blitzcrank, having the big, scary Jarvis with the golden ages. But good old split pushing Kled, I'll keep them alive.
Yeah, I expect Kled to start turning on now. He just lane swapped and pushed in bot lane. Now he's roaming towards Dragon. He might even start Dragon himself, but he's not going to have much of a team behind him.
It doesn't look like AHQ is that interested in the Dragon with their bot lane on the top lane. You know, this is a Mountain Dragon, if I recall, and they can pretty much. Well, I don't know if I'd want to give that away, but there's worse things. All right, hopefully we'll see the Cataclysm now. No, they're not diving towers. Oh, look at the damage being shot back on Scout. He's taking a lot of poke.
Yeah, the penetration boots by Westdoor, making sure that he's getting hit with all that damage. Very
nice seismic shove there. All right, this could be a big explosive play, or it's a whole lot of nothing. I'm not sure what's. Oh, looks like it's a whole lot of nothing. Damn.
Both mid laners backing right now. Oh no, Scout interrupted on his backing.
Ooh, an AD carry with red buff at 13 minutes. That's going to be spicy if we get a team fight. That's just what he's going to want to keep him alive. And the red buff could translate into a nice rift fill there. Nice objective kill by AHQ. I think we're making a statement. We want to take on the Koreans. And China is just not worthy. And with some of the recent performances, I don't know if I could blame LMS for thinking that way.
Yeah, with Flash Wolves and AHQ's continued success year after year, you can't really argue with that. They prove to have solid teams year after year and do actually challenge the Koreans, as the Flash Wolves have become known as the SKT kind of snipers.
Yeah, as well. The LMS also had to give away the J team as well, so LPL got a free win as well on that. I hate to say it. We cast that game. That was not top quality League of Legends.
It
That was
wasn't.
like watching the European finals. I felt bad.
Oh, Shazam! It's true though.
So all right, as we get, where is this Rift Trail going to drop? You think? Where does the consensus?
Bot lane. It's going to be. They're going to want to get at least one tower from it, and those are the two outer towers.
So here's a preview of the tank battle on top lane. With the bear trap, does a lot of damage, and looks like Jarvan's baited him in. Oh, he misses it, but it should be sufficient damage here. This Kled's going to be dead. Nice job there. I'm not sure what the Kled was doing. He used to respect the damage, but it looks like they're using that, obviously, with a strategy that we weren't seeing because we're off screen, so cameraman is not unionized. Well, they're going to be pushing down that mid tower, but maybe not, actually. They're able to rotate back in time. They should have planned it a bit better with the push, but you can tell their coaches are going to be mad at him.
Well, we have the trade of objectives there. EDG taking that Mountain Dragon, AHQ taking and using the Rift Herald, getting mid tower down to probably about 10%. So if they put 5 members in the mid lane, they're guaranteed they're going to get a tower. I just think that they're going to probably want to push out their waves first. And here we have top being pushed in by EDG, 2 members with a full minion wave there. Kled going to respond in about 5 seconds. Likewise, we have AHQ pushing on the bottom tower, and they're baiting out an engage here. Here's Lee Sin showing. If Thresh goes down to the bottom, they might be...
But the camera's not shown.
No.
Camera rotate now. I know.
I just feel there's a fight going on the bottom there. But you know what? Maybe they were right. There was nothing going on.
Interesting build by the Talia right there. This is a Banshee's Veil Rush after Sword Shoot.
Wow, I have never seen that.
And on a lower damage comp, I'm not sure what he's thinking with that sort of composition. Like, you're not going to be able to put out the damage. Yes, you can take a Phosphorus Bomb or so, but is that really the point? Like, that's going to delay your damage spike, especially when you have a kill.
And you are right. Without that AP damage in the mid lane, EDG would be really smart to be building armor right now, and you're already seeing it with 2 of the EDG members building the armor boots, the top laner and the jungler, and now the AD carry. That's 3 armor boots now picked up early because of Westdoor's choice of going defensive rather than some ability power to help even out the AP versus AD damage.
Yeah, I was still completely perplexed by this. Like, this seems like a huge mistake. But you know what? If he manages to pull it off, I will shake his hand afterwards, but only if he pulls it off. I'm willing to admit I'm wrong.
All right, I will hold you to that if we ever meet him in person.
Yeah, maybe at Worlds, right?
Yeah, could be. So, dead even game, only 300 gold difference. A slight dragon advantage by EDG with that first mountain. Next dragon is a mountain. It's not up for another 2 or 3 minutes, but if EDG's able to get that dragon, could mean an early Baron.
Oh, the Jarvan gets away. All right, I think it's maybe time for... Actually, maybe not right now with the Reaver's wall down, but it's getting close for a little word from our sponsor during the pregame. Okay. After this next round of action, I think we have an engage going here. But EDG's probably a little bit scared with... the shield's been procced. Alright. This is the good old mid-tower dance. Yeah. These teams both have excellent wave clear. Eventually, that looks like they've got it. Are they going to be able to find an engage afterwards, though?
I don't think so. I think they're just going to take that and keep 2 members there and send the rest of the members around the map. Probably
Yeah,
a
but
great
then
time to hear from those sponsors.
Hey guys, tired of feeding teammates and nobody really listening to you about it not being your fault? Well, that's why we're introducing Betadraft, the online esports network where you put your money where your mouth is. But don't take my word for it. Hear from little Johnny and his testimonial. Excuse me, is this thing on? Speak up, kid. You're on commercial Betadraft time. What do I say again? Kid, we talked about this. Say what league you're in, how much money you've made, and I don't know, who's your daddy and what does he do? Bronze 4, my dad is dead, and, $20 to put towards a high-performance headset. Well, there you have it. Bronze 4, dead, it's still $20. Beta draft out.
And we're going right back into the action right there. Rav, take us right back.
Wow, I'm so excited because I love picking League of Legends, and it sounds like Betadraft is the perfect place to see if I got what it takes to compete with others for real cash. So, beautiful advertisement. I think Wester is going to try taking this mid tower, but he's going to prefer to have these minions killed and have EDG lose out in the experience rather than push that tower down. Very interesting. Just shows you how much the pros value experience leads over just a little bit of temporary gold. So they know they're going to be able to take that tower down at some point whenever they decide to. They decided to have the tower kill 2 minions when they were out of XP range for EDG. So it doesn't sound like a lot, but 2 minions over a few lanes, over a few, multiple times throughout the game, and that could be a half level there.
Oh, completely. Yeah, this game's still far from over, but we'll see what happens in a bit. But it looks like we're going to be getting ready to fight over a dragon. I love to go to a Vision game or anybody's game where the poor supports are always going out and getting picked off, right? Trying to do the work, the good solid missionary work there of lighting the trails with wards.
Well, we have this Corki who is going to be looking to try to get some poke off, but if he could get a solid engage with his team, with that Valkyrie, might be able to get in. Reaver's Wall coming up, separating the team. They can still hit Dragon though. Not looking to burst it out just yet. And AHQ bursting it out. Stolen by Mountain.
Nice job on the play there. But look comes the re-engage. They're trying to get out. The Tomcat's coming in. The lockdown. At least the Thresh is going to be dead. Oh, maybe not actually. Oh, Big O eats him. Throws him right back. He spits him and eats him. The French reptilian thingamajiggy. And great play there by the EDG to get a little counter kills right there. But the Dragon still does go over to the AHQ side.
They do have a single Mountain Dragon here, and they are positioning towards Baron. This is very big at 21 minutes, 40 seconds. Let's see if they start it. I don't think they are. I think they're going to bait it. Okay, let's see. Vision.
No, they're going to. It's going down fast. Oh. Yeah, wow. What a gutsy play.
Everything you can. Doing as much damage as possible. Who gets it? Gragas gets it with the smite. Beautiful.
But there's a repercussions. Varus goes down, but they're able to fall. That's a great play, great macro play there from AHQ. And he throwing some guts out there. You got to make gutsy calls to win games. You got to make gutsy calls to take on the Koreans because you got to play to win. You can't play not to lose, right? Because that's where the champions are decided.
And Jungler being confident in his smite ability, that was a straight 50-50 initiated by Mountain, and he ended up winning. And yeah, Thresh dies here, but they got the objective. But EDG, being very smart about it, knowing they have the advantage, go straight to Baron, and they'll see what they can get with this. They've got outer towers. 3 tier 2 towers that they could go for. If they can get at least 2 of these towers, that's going to be very worth it. Let's see how this switches this game.
Yeah, it completely might go on a standstill. Oh, no, there's no way they're going to catch. So I just want to say a couple more things about our previous sponsor. Right now, promo code Gold Power or RavExel does 10% extra Betadraft points for your chosen field. Great deal. And as well, have you heard any of those, rumors about us sounding too similar to Alpha Draft? I just want you to know that in the litigious society in North America, we will see you in court with those kind of unfounded comments.
Beta draft, alpha draft. I mean, they're completely different letters. It doesn't even mean the same thing. Any lawsuit launched against us would be frivolous. And now we're going to be taking said tower. EDG already taking the bot tower. They're working to get this mid tower. They do have minions, so they are going to be able to take this one up. Lee Sin trying for the engage. Gets the Varus. Reaver's wall blocks him in. Oh, just EDG getting the best of this all over the map. They got the tower. They got the kill. They're trying to pick up the kill on Talia. Let's see what they do. Do they back off and buy? Do they back off and go top lane? That's not the EDG we know. EDG we know is going to go right down the middle.
Oh, they're going right down there. They're going in the paint. Oh, with those nice Baron-empowered minions, this is going to be big.
They're not done yet. They're taking this down. They're going for an inhibitor.
They got the bear trap on the
game. Hold wide open here. Now with this Baron. I asked what they were going to do with it. This is what they're going to do with it. Right down the middle, taking over this game, and what a huge advantage now switched over to EDG.
Yeah, this is pretty much going to open the game wide open. We have a 6K gold lead. This doesn't look good. Remember I was telling you earlier, but this team can't afford to get too far behind. Like, your top laner, Kled, is pretty much engaged. He's not really any peel. Bear Trap doesn't really do that much. In the last fight there, we had a Bear Trap on the Varus. It didn't do anything because we had the team EDG looks like they're going to be in ahead now. It's unfortunate because I really thought the LPL would give a much... Oh, sorry, the LMS would give a much better performance. But look at this mountain play there. He makes a great play, a great flank. The problem is no one else is there. So he gets blown up. And then they try to do that. You have your... I hate to say it, your Talia with the mistake Banshee's Veil. She doesn't have the damage as well, so they pretty much have shot themselves in the proverbial foot right there.
Yeah, but AHQ does have it within them to come back here. They have been in all kinds of situations, and back to your point, you really do expect to have a win from AHQ if you're the LMS region. Here, big team fight going on. It's a trade, 1-for-1 right now. Red bars all over the place. Lee Sin picking it up, the kill in the court.
The scout's down, the mid laner's down. They're going on the AD carry. This could be turning it. They have to get on the Varus. The Varus goes down. Huge team fight win for AHQ.
They bring it back. They bring it back after losing an inhibitor, after losing that Baron, and all signs pointed to EDG, and just a great team fight in their blue side jungle. And they're able to split that around. I really hope there's a replay on this because EDG was pressuring right up towards their base, towards AHQ's base, and AHQ just being able to get slightly the better of them. I really hope they show this because everything was pointing for EDG. And
that shows you the importance of focus on your prime targets. Scout got low early, went down in the Varus. Where is the team to protect them, right? The Tom Kent should have been there babysitting these important layers. All right, let's watch a focus of this fight. Rav, take us through it.
All right, well, right away, EDG is trying to get out the Kled, but you know what? The Kled is not the person you need to be targeting. Look how long that he lives for. And even Westdoor almost got out there. If he grabbed the Thresh Lantern, he was out. But this is only 3 members of EDG, and now AHQ is starting to collapse. Scout's dead, Zet not doing much else, and it's just not able to get enough damage to finish off that kill. And it's just EDG chasing a little bit too much, putting most of their damage and their CC onto Kled, which is, let's have to say, yeah, probably the second most tanky, maybe the most tanky player on their team, and because they weren't able to finish it off, as soon as AHQ rebounded, they were right next to their base. They had sped up backs from their nexus, and they just were able to close it in. But here, EDG still continually pressuring all 5. We have Corky in the base. Wow.
Yeah.
They're just posturing a little bit, just saying like, "Hey, we're the ones still ahead in this game. Don't think you're gonna get to come back. We're the ones dictating it. We're gonna put the pressure to you, and we're gonna see how you deal with it." That's what EDG is saying to AHQ at this moment.
Oh yeah, they're gonna be pushing in the mid lane. This fight has brought them back with enough of a gold lead that they can actually get some engage, but they can't mess this up. Look at the damage that Taliyah's doing now with the laundries. Scout can't be that low. That resonating strike would have hit him. This could be the team fight. They turn it. Let's see where the engage goes. Big Cat doesn't locks him, but not good enough. Oh, right on the Gragas. Nice Dragon Rage right there. And EDG's running. They're running. They're the team running with the Paramba.
They did, but they have 3 members at almost dead, whereas AHQ only has 1. They just straight team fought them. And that was all because of the Reaver's Wall by Westor. Cut the team in 2, and immediately they were able to get the damage advantage. Even though they trapped the tanks of EDG, that still didn't matter because they had a numbers advantage, and EDG's damage wasn't able to maximize because of the Reaver's Wall. So excellent job, Westor. Just because you built the Banshee's Veil first doesn't mean it affects your ult at all. Not at all. And here now we're going to have the Baron back up, and it's going to be the Vision War again. And a strange teleport use there by Kled. He just teleported barely half the map, and really was not necessary. I think it was just meant to scare EDG away from clearing these very precious wards here. I think it was just posture.
Oh, 100% posture. And look at the dark vision there. Oh. I don't know, my tummy's starting to turn, and it's not the fact because I haven't had dinner. I think we're going to be in for a dynamic team fight. You know, if you blow a lead this big, it's dangerous. You know, your Corki is going to be falling off right at this point in the game. The recon of HQ is going to be going off, right? Italia is now going to have damage to back up his cowardly first item. Things are going to get interesting. You know what, Westor? You might get the gold handshake.
Well, here we got the engage. Kled's coming in. He used his ultimate to get in. He's taken on 4 members and gets chunked down to about half health. We have the re-engage now by Lee Sin. He gets the Corki, immediately chomped up by the Tom Kench, who goes ahead and dies.
The Vars is untouched in the back line, but they're going around. The team fight split. The Jarvan's running for his life right now. And nice, EDG turning it. Oh, close fight, but they couldn't bring down the Scout.
AHQ re-engaging on this on purpose. They're going to have the Jarvan. They have the damage for the Corki. If only they can get it off. No. Corki able to burst down the Thresh. And Corki, as you said, is strong right now, but is going to start to fall off as this game moves on from now on. And they can't do Baron right now. They don't have nearly enough on. They are able to get Scuttle Crab and possibly put a ward in AHQ's jungle. But great job, I'd have to say, to Tom Kench, because when Lee Sin kicked Corki, Tom Kench was able to eat Corki and save that crucial damage dealer from dying. And what was I saying, not doing Baron? No, absolutely, because they have Tom Kench, they're able to get this one easily. Baron over to EDG a second time. Keeping the pressure.
Yeah, and this might be the decisive Baron that goes in right now. I don't think they can survive a second Baron, but we've seen crazier
things. Into 4 of them, right into their tanks, and then there's Mountain in with the engage, and there's Tom Kench with this beautiful save of Corki.
Yeah, nice team fight split in 2. The Jarvan was able to do his job and split the important targets, and they couldn't get to the back line. And pretty much sealed the deal for them. But nice team. I don't know if they're gonna get a second Jarvan ult that's that bad. I mean, sorry, that's good. But we'll see what happens.
Well, mid lane inhibitor is back up for AHQ, but now they're in threat of losing another, along with the tower with that. If they go down 2 inhibitors, very, very difficult to get back against this very experienced EDG team.
Oh yeah, completely. Oh, the package. I love the changes they've done to Corki, making him quite the dynamic.
Yeah, the package was really the shining light of that rework.
Yeah, Riot really shows. Try new things. Oh,
you're just cutting out there, Mr.Gold. You're cutting out. Can't hear you.
Oh, that's okay. I'm cutting for the real gold right now. Here comes a big team fight. Looks like AHQ is going to mop them up. The Corki can't go down in that condition. That is the support's job to ward out there. Yeah, if only that Corki had a Banshee's Veil, eh?
If only. But once again, AHQ backs against the wall. Their opponent's having Baron, and they pull out a team fight win. immediately taking off the pressure for at least 45 seconds until EDG can start pushing waves and start using their Baron and power left. But then it'll be almost too late to be able to get any towers. So great job by AHQ, and if they play this correctly, they won't lose any more objectives.
Wow, that's a lot to ask for. Yeah, it looks like the game is stalling a bit. AHQ has himself. The match is slowly going to start swinging towards AHQ at this point. But again, EDG is still one team fight away. The Cataclysm, if it lands on the priority targets, it doesn't matter how behind they are at this point or ahead. That's going to be their focus.
Immediate follow-up by the Talia. Scout, nothing he can do about that. A Banshee's Veil, absolutely, as you said, would help. Tom Kench, now he knows he can't go anywhere. He just stays in his little corner and dies. And that's the 2 kills over for AHQ. Kills tied, 12-12, 4,000 gold lead. Within the next 5 minutes, you're going to start to see champions get their full build going on.
Well, that's the target you want the hook to land on, so that's pretty useful. The Reaver's Wall is going to lock in the Croc. Oh, the Croc has got nowhere to go. He's got his shield and his gray health, but this spells trouble for the ED side. They're going to engage. Oh, Scout's going down. The ED carries critting from the recon, and they're running. Oh, I think we're going to see a big push in the mid lane. That team fight is brought to you by TyperX headset, the only way to insult and smash noobs.
Good work done by TyperX. Even better one by AHQ. Once again, knocking off 2 members of EDG with no losses. They're getting good at this. They can eke out small team fight wins to keep turning this game back around.
Yeah, at this point, anything can happen.
I think with 5 deaths, Mako on the EDD side would really like a TyperX headset to be able to say what he really feels.
Yes, and also protect him from getting banned with its.
Riot would not want to hear Mako say what he wants to say right now.
And Western gets away by the skin of his Banshee's Veil. Who knew that item would be so potent and powerful in such a game-changing situation?
Well, Reaver's Wall blocking off members. Yeah, they're focusing Tom Kench, but EDG wasn't able to focus anyone of importance, and all they're able to do is hit the Kled, and you're not going to be killing this Kled anytime soon. You need at least 3 or 4 members going to town on him for 5 seconds before you're going to kill him. And Tom Kench goes down, just a little bit under leveled at 14. I know he Thresh on the opposing side is 14 as well, but he just really can't take the poke of 4 members.
No, he definitely can't. Look at the interesting choice. It looks like the J4 is getting more damage. He's gonna want to have to burst his target down.
He's gonna go Guardian Angel final build, unless he's got that. Unless he's got it in that middle item.
Oh, that's so true. Yeah, that's not the problem with the J4. Another lockdown. When you get them in the right position, if you don't have the damage to bring them down, you pretty much just bring yourself closer. They're going to blow you up at the proper follow-up. This Ada J4 is protected by a Galileo who's going to give him a shield and resistances. This is a recon with crit items. It's going to bring the power.
Corki does have package. EDG does know that he's on his way, and he is on his way towards the mid lane.
All right, do you smell the wicks of a good team fight?
I do. Corki was the one that wants to engage it. Here he goes, on the mountain.
Why is he the one engaging the team fight, though? Yeah, that's sort of dangerous.
He had Valkyrie, and he was just trying to burst him as much as possible. But only got him down to 3/4 health. Not enough to really do too much. I thought he was going to push bottom. Well, he did a little bit.
Yeah. This is also, for you aware, the same scout that was one of the backup leaders to the legendary Faker. And he's made himself all the way over there to the LPL to play with their likes.
Well, I'm sure he picked up enough off of the senpai himself, and it's nice to see him back on a solid team.
Well, yeah, this is his opportunity to shine. You know, EDG of old is not quite the same as it used to be, but you know, This ain't gonna be like the LGD who completely like, fell by the waist way.
All right, we have the engage. EDG is the one who was engaging on this. It was Jarvan, and just getting caught by the Thresh.
Was that enough though?
Reaver's Wall blocking in the Jarvan, and wow.
Nice job by the Mako to come in there with
pitch.
the flash and get out. Power play there, right?
The counter engage here by AHQ. They know that Jarvan's out of the fight. It's basically a 4-on-5 at this time. Thresh just missing the hook. EDG, like the Red Sea, goes ahead and parts for the Thresh hook.
Yes, that's quite the part right there. Oh, here comes the poke game right there. God bless the Guardian Angels.
This is Jarvan coming in. They want this re-engage. Oh, no. I thought they were going to go in towards the blue, but they're going to start for Baron.
Yeah, they're going to force him to the
back right now. Kled does have TPs coming in, but it's going to be too late.
Oh yeah, they burst it down before the Lee Sin can even get there, but...
AHQ needs to fight at this time.
The Dragon's Rage is able to go, but they're able to push them back. They need to engage hard right now, but it looks like the EDG might be lurking away. Oh, this is... Yeah,
better of it.
Yeah, AHQ wasn't able to get the team fight that they wanted. This is not looking too good.
It looks like Elder Dragon's going over for EDG before they go for that inhibitor in the mid lane. So just going ahead and getting all the neutral objectives before they take another team fight. And we're going to see if this strategy works. I expect them to run right down the middle to get the open inhibitor. But now bot lane is also almost dead with the bottom tower at about 1%.
Oh yeah, that's going to topple over soon. Sort of like the J team. Alright, this is those good League of Legends games. I've gone about maybe 5 to 6 minutes longer than it should have, but hopefully we're going to get a much better reward towards the end.
This does feel long. It does feel like if these were two Korean teams of similar skill, that this game would have been over at 30 minutes. But
oh yeah, it's okay. It's better than the 55-minute Anivia Farm Fest of yore. I'm glad those days are gone.
Well, they only come back when I play some solo queue games.
Yeah. Well, especially the model, because we're not paid per cast, right? So it's just,
oh yeah.
It doesn't affect
for casters back in the EU days. You had Monte Cristo and Doa just raking into cash, casting 20, 30-minute games. Yeah.
And looking good. Yeah. Just enough time to go to their distinguished barbers to get that classic respectability part. All right, let's see what we got here. I got a missile rotation line. I want to see EDG uses Baron a bit more. They're going to be aggressive. They're going to have to fight them eventually. I'm not sure when they're going to want to fight them. Their laners aren't going to scale. Scaling's pretty much done. This is their last probably good push at peak strength. Unless they have maybe obviously like an Elder Dragon, but...
Elder Dragon is still on. They did kick out the middle inhibitor. Now they are going for that bottom tower. Bottom tower only has a few percent health. They can't defend this. I don't know if AHQ is going to fight this. They might just try to poke and then seed it. While Elder Dragon's up, they don't have the advantage. I don't think they're going to fight this. EDG's going to take this and walk right away.
Yeah, that's some smart League of Legends right there. I wouldn't... No. If you can't fight them head on right now, just get the objective, get out, do maybe some of your last purchases, and then get ready for like the finale fight afterwards. Try and get a bit more gold, because they're going to want. This could be the last team fight if they lose it, especially with the way death timers are right now. Riot is in a model of encouraging the games to end pre-50 minutes. Right now, if you want to bet right now in Betadraft, game ends 50 minutes or less. Put in code Gold Power. Make some Skrilla.
That's Gold Power for the Skrilla. Chance to win Skrilla.
Or you can also put in Ravi does his Skrilla. Whatever.
Alright, just as was said, EDG bought items are pushing in waves right now. And they're not looking for any sort of objective play. They're just looking to get waves in safely. While AHQ scrambles to clear mid and bot. Really, EDG is going to get this tower for free, and I don't think that they're going to dive the next tower. Let's see if there's any engage here.
I think this wall does come in. Do they have a priority target? And I don't think they the hook missing, but I don't think he want to. Look at that! The Dragon Rage goes in. It looks like they want the fight. The Kled's diving in. The Lee Sin goes in. He's gonna get blown up.
Yeah, that was an attempt by HQ. They had to make a fight at some point, and they just unfortunately don't have the items right now, or were able to get a pick. All members were there for EDG.
Yeah, if the Lee Sin is coming in there at the end, like I don't know what sort of heroic plan. Mountain's made a couple of misplays this game where he's jumped right in and is not being able to really do much.
He's definitely been on the aggressive side of things. That much is certain. And not all the plays working out in the favor, but at least he's going for it. And what you're seeing is isn't Tom Kench so good against Talia? Right over the Reaver's wall, you can just eat one of your teammates and bring them to safety. Whoever's getting focused.
Yeah, I've seen some nice flash-ins to Devours to bring people. The Tom Kench is such a powerful support pick.
Even though he died a whole lot this game, I really think that he made more positive plays than negative. Just tanking a lot for his team, saving members, creating engage plays, helping to get that Baron by ulting in with another member with the Gragas, being able to secure that first Baron. Yeah, Miko, 5 deaths, 12 assists. Yeah, you died 5 times, but you're doing good, buddy.
Sorry, I was just talking to my bulldog.
I thought that was a hum of agreement.
It was too. Mutually beneficial to all things. Oh, look what we got there. We got a Kled. Oh. That play was cute, but not quite effective. Interesting setup, though. They weren't able to get anything, though. Oh, now here comes.
Any damage yet? Oh, big damage. Able to burst out.
There goes the Guardian Angel.
Yeah, Jarvan just a little bit early with that that
Oh! There's a Devour to the Flag and Drag to get him out. And here comes the charge.
They're looking to try to finish this Jarvan out. They should have had him earlier. Mountain, beautiful kick into the Jarvan. Able to pick up both of them. This is where AHQ comes back. This is where they could possibly win the game. Let's see. And he hits it. Does he want to go in? I don't think he's going to. No. Not with the Varus back there, full health. Not something that you wanted to engage on. Big win for AHQ. And they have minions pushing hard onto their base. Super minions.
That was more like just a power Q at the end to say, hey, I'm going to hit you. A nice job, but I don't think they're going to be able to get too much from this. Like, the team fight win's great. It brings them up to a good point where they can fight them one-on-one, no problem. But the problem is they just can't close with this, right? That's the benefit of being ahead. You can lose a couple of team fights and not lose the game. Meanwhile, with AHQ, if they lose a team fight, they're going to lose beta draft money as well as the game.
Well, we have Ziv clearing out bot wave. There's super minion there. There's another wave right coming after it, and he does not have the teleport to come in. He does have ultimate, so he can save some of this time. But right now, EDG not even going to contest. They don't want to lose another team fight here. They've lost way too many team fights to AHQ despite being ahead most of the game.
Well, as I said previously, at this point they can afford to give up a Baron, right? How many towers are you really going to get? Because if you get aced right now, it doesn't matter if you have 2 towers up or 3 towers up. You're going to push right down with the right team fight win, unless it's really far away. They also want to save the teleport probably on their Jarvan.
Really, Jarvan should have went down. There should have been more focus. Thresh wasn't down there to flay him. It was an easy Jarvan kill there by HQ, but it's okay. They get him afterwards. Great play by Mountain, getting in there, looking for the angle. Ward hops, great high level Lee Sin play. And then HQ finishes off to Tom Kench, that they've been doing all game, and Mountain decides not to go on Clear Love as he only had 1/4 life.
Yeah, that was just impressive play. Great play, Lee Sin. You know, he's showing up there. So he still hasn't bought. I'm thinking he really should at this point have a Guardian Angel of some sort, just because they keep focusing him. But he's quite the slippery. He is providing lots of damage to kill these laners, and the Lee Sin has been performing at least in that regard. But it looks like this outer tower is going to give away. But they are going to try and defend it. the push lane. They're going to go from the bottom lane to the mid lane. And we're going to see a little dance back and forth as both teams wait for an engage.
EDG being very careful now that AHQ has Baron, not wanting to engage in a team fight, lose, and then possibly lose the game, the one game that they've been leading the entire way through. I'm feeling they don't want their coaches scolding if they somehow lose this game. It's going to be a power scolding, definitely level 3,000 or 4,000 or above.
Well, especially the Asian culture of like emphasis on winning, there's going to be a lot of scolding going, especially in a 15-minute game. Both coaches aren't going to be happy, especially because this is the one that decides which region goes on, right? Like their version of Reddit's going to pretty much blow up within bad words.
It's going to be a big honor to be able to knock out another main region to face the Koreans, because really everyone knows that that's going to be the real international tournament where the best teams in the world are going to be playing, and each of these regions want to be like, hey, that's us. We've got the best region. China has a lot of hype, but you know what? It's not backed up by performance. And LMS has constantly brought performance, and they want a seat at the table too. And AHQ is one of their premier teams, and if they can't do it with AHQ, they can't do it with anybody.
Yeah, the falling off of China has been an interesting story for them. Ever since Royal Never Give Up was able to make back-to-back world finals, no team's been able to successfully punch through. It's always been the Korean finals, and this year I don't think it's going to be much different. It's going to probably be, again, a Korean-on-Korean final.
It can only go that way. There's right now there's nobody in the world that looks even close to KT Rolster or SKT. The gap. Everyone talks about the gap.
Here comes the Reaver's Wall.
It's a big gap.
And it looks like the whole team's cut off. It looks like they Cled's the other side, but is that the side that the Cled wants to be on? And they're split up. They're splitting up the ADC in the middle. It looks like they're a bit stumble struck. They're going to have to go in. Oh, Scout's putting a ridiculous amount of damage, and the Corki, you can probably pick him off.
Great
nice
decision.
play by the
jungler out. Corki wants to go back in. That's going to be a free dragon by EDG, all from being able to poke up Mountain. AHQ did not want to start that fight. The reason they didn't want to start that fight is because they blocked themselves in with the Reaver's Wall, and Elder Dragon, as well as EDG, are both poking at them. They wanted EDG to get poked by the Elder Dragon and being blocked in by the Reaver's Wall, but that's not how it went, and they had a sixth member, Elder Dragon, hitting against them and ended up losing that team fight.
Well, that was a triple flank. I understand why the Cled's on the other side, but at least sitting there without his Guardian Angel sitting in there, he's just going to be an easy target to blow up, and him giving that away gave away the Elder Dragon pressure. Again, is it one of the mistakes that Westor has been called out constantly for by reputable casters in League of Legends, and I think there's some merit to those words.
Well,
and the Tali gets blown.
Team can do right here. Right now.
Yeah, this is this is the game. Yeah, this is gonna be the game right there.
He's charging in, trying to do a little bit of damage, trying to tank. He's got his mount. Doing a fairly good job tanking, as well as Thresh getting the CC down. But they're just the members are just coming up now, and it's probably not going to be enough. They are going to probably win this minor skirmish, but it's not going to be enough to win this game. EDG firmly in control, but AHQ just not wanting to let go.
Yeah, the game that should have ended over 20 minutes ago, it goes on yet for another end. And they're saying, no, we're not giving up. We're going to keep fighting. And EDG's like, come on, just let us win. Let us win.
Many dragons, many barons taken. Really, this game has had just about everything in it.
Well, we'll see what the finale holds for us.
You just can't call AHQ out at this point. They just keep coming back every time. It's just that, as you pointed out before, the margin of error is so small, whereas EDG has been able to lose team fights and only lose a tower at most when pressured.
Yeah, it's just like, you know, AHQ keeps coming back like the freaking gonorrhea, keeps coming back.
A little personal experience from the gunnery.
Yeah, when you go to a foreign land, the customs are different and the diseases are different.
Ah, yes. One of those super strain gonorrheas. I got it.
They call it Uberia.
All right, it must be that German type, I think. Well, Thresh almost able to survive there just long enough, but Jarvan able to get the spear and Varus picking up the kill with that final shot. There's a Baron coming up, and do we have yet another Baron? I just don't know.
Well, this game better end soon. The fans are getting restless. The airport hangar is shaking with anticipation. We want results. We want conclusion.
And I was wondering, yeah, what was going to be happening, and it was just nearly an hour of close League of Legends action, small skirmishes by small skirmishes, team fight over team fight, a slowly trading of objectives, and here we are, 54 minutes in, going for a Baron fight. We have everyone except for the supports at level 18. AHQ going to take it, but EDG is going for their base. They're looking to try to get that final inhibitor. And if they get 3 inhibitors here, that is a huge turn. Okay, they wanted to do that trade. Interesting. I personally really like them doing that trade. You go ahead and secure a pushing lane for another 5 minutes, and right now for another 3.5 minutes, you have 3 inhibitors down by your opponent. So who cares if they have Baron? You are up 3 inhibitors.
Yeah, and the minions get stronger as the game goes on. It's not like these are early game minions at all. So this could, look at that. Even with your mid laners having a hard time freaking clearing out those supers. So great strategy by them. This is going to allow them to get a team fight where it's not going to be too detrimental. Again, they could probably lose one. Well, actually, no. They can lose a close team fight, but they can't lose. They can't be aced.
Okay, here they are pushing down middle, and the recall's going up by AHQ, wanting to get those upgraded elixirs, wanting to make sure that they have everything in order before going ahead and engaging on this. They can't engage for long. It's kind of a waiting game. EDG wants to poke their heads out, pretend to be interested in engaging, and not engage, and let your minions do the work for you. Have your top lane, have your bottom wave push in while you're putting pressure in the middle, and just let the minions do the work. Eventually, AHQ is going to have to send 1, maybe 2 members to go clear, and that's EDG's chance to strike. You're going to be like Steve Irwin in Crocodile Hunter, and you're going to be going, strike, strike, strike! And that's when it could be game.
It's like, oi, we got ourselves a Talia there, and she's got her Banshee Veils pop and not damaged, so she's going to go down to 2 crits by the virus. And yeah, then her fans are going to go boo, boo, boo.
Alright, Steve Irwin. We have a middle inhibitor up. That means the bottom inhibitor is going to be up as well shortly. This is another one of those key team fights that AHQ just seems to be getting a slight advantage on. They have Ballard and powered minions. EDG being very careful with this engage. Bottom inhibitor now up. AHQ does have 2 inhibitors up. Kled went top to go ahead and start pushing minions, but he decided the better of it. He does have his ult up. He does have that big engage. He does have TP if he wants to go behind him, but that's not advisable.
But does he have the will to engage?
The answer is no. No, no, no.
Why is the Lee Sin engaging? He's not the tank. He's not the engage. We need to have some action. This could be a breakout point.
Oh, beautiful hook. And the counter by Tom Kench. Just Tom Kench.
And the Reapers Wall to cut off the team.
Once
again,
they
gotta go. The team split up. Half the team is on the death. They need to focus the ADK on the left side. All of the damage is coming out, and they bring him down to shut down the bars. The map. The Lee Sin goes in. Looks like they're going after the J4.
AHQ's got the slight advantage. They're trying to get this finish off on Clear Love, but I don't think it's going to happen. Clear Love's going to get out, and most certainly the Jarvan's going to get out. So 3-2 team fight win for AHQ, and what does that buy them? Pressure. They're able to.
And it buys them.
Oh, very nice. I don't even know if Lee Sin wanted to hit that because Jarvan might have just been able to turn around and beat him. But AHQ gets to push out some waves now, and now buy themselves the ability with their next team fight win to possibly get an inhibitor.
Yeah, the use of the word possibly there is possibly not relieving at all. This game is one of those games where, see, this is why you have to invest in proper quality trained casters. You get your other casters, they whiff out after 30 minutes. Fuck, some of these amateurs can't even do the pick and ban plays when they're done. Go with quality casting, go with two Frenchmen.
RavExel, Mr.Gold, they're the Frenchmen with the big hearts, and we're here for you. Even at 58 minutes, we're here for you. And AHQ with the first inhibitor that they've taken at 58 minutes. Now, do you recall EDG's first inhibitor? That was around the 25-minute mark. So there's a 33-minute difference between each of their inhibitor takes. And yet this game is still going on. That is miraculous.
Oh, yeah. And this game is going, again, but, you know, this was a clean ace. I knew it was going to end the game. They're going to have to shoot all the way back in just to get some more conclusions for this game. But look at this great team fate. Look at the focus on the Virus on the left side of the map. There's two fights going on. The Virus is able to solo one of these people, which is nice, but wasn't able enough. Then the rotations to the other side, we're done. Great strategy.
They had some indecision there. They could have all went onto Clear Love or Audi, but really, I don't think they would have gotten either member of EDG as they were retreating, even if all members of AHQ were coordinated in who they were going to go for at that time. You can see there was a little bit of indecision, especially by the Kled. Ziv not sure whether to go clear that top wave or whether to try to chase for a kill. And a little back and forth stutter stepping. But we have, once more, pushing in for waves. And we're gonna see. This is like a roller coaster. It's going whoa and whoa and whoa.
I mean
it just happens.
I mean the roller coaster doesn't stop.
Largest roller coasters in the world.
No, I think it's one of those things where your buddy runs the roller coaster. And he likes to go on and on and on over and over again. And by the time you're tired and want to get off, he makes you stay on, and by not letting you get off. That's how I more would describe.
Well. Buddy can't keep going forever because we've now passed the 60-minute mark. That is correct, folks. This game's now gone on over an hour. The pivotal third game between AHQ and EDG, the semifinals. Who's going to face the Koreans? Who's going to be the Asian region that's going to challenge the dominant Koreans? Dominant in so many esports.
What? Yes. One skill shot is all it's going to take to close this game. One inch.
It could.
One engage.
A mere click of the button, and that could change the relations between these countries for decades to come.
And looks like the Tom Kench has brought in his teammate to do nothing. Wow.
You notice how China is red? Oh, the Reaver's Wall hitting both Tom Kench and Gragas. The team always focused Tom Kench instead of Gragas because he's the support, much easier to be taken out.
Yeah.
They never focused at Gragas, and they always get a kill.
They got to go in now with enough ultimates. Ball. Look at that! That's huge crit. That's what they needed.
That's okay. This is what AHQ wins. This is them to take the game. They're going for it. They're gonna have the go for the fourth kill. Fourth kill on Gragas. They got it, and they're going for their mix. And they go for almost the ace. That's okay. They don't need this Jarvan. They can push right down the middle, and they can win this game. This is it.
That's over. That's how you close games. Again, LMS looks like they're going to be going for the big victory. I don't know about you, Rav, but I'm going straight to the cosplay VIP lounge after this.
Wow. There's going to be all sorts of excited, dressed up people after this airplane high hanger style semifinal. Wow, what more could you ask for? 115,000 gold on the winning team, 108,000 gold on the losing team. Numerous back and forth, tempo changes. EDG had their foot on the throats of AHQ for a solid 30 or 40 minutes. But they just wouldn't let go. After Baron, Elder Dragon after Elder Dragon, it wasn't enough to secure it. And you have to give the hats off to whoever was calling the plays for AHQ. Whoever their head shot caller was, definitely deserves a debt of gratitude. And yeah, a lot of interesting play by Westdoor, but you have to say those Reaver's Wall ended up helping to win the game, like blocking off the teams there. They were able to pick up the EDG team, trying to get a kill, knocking down to 1/4 health one of their carries before the carry can flash out. Reaver's Wall just doing enough disruption.
Oh, completely. Well said there, Rav. And you know what? I don't think either team is going to be happy with that the game, their performance. But at least AHQ is going to have the big W, and sometimes that's all that counts. And I think I don't think the LCK is going to let the LMS teams even get one victory, but it doesn't matter. I think we're in for a much better final. I am so concerned by watching the EDG team and not be able to pull the trigger effectively. The whole point of drafting compositions is to use goalies at certain points to do certain things. If you can't do those things, you can't be relying just on your players being better player by player because you're going to be in situations where you're behind and you have to use your advantages. And that's why that great adaptation of the Banshee's Veil is able to come so handy so many times. And it's just a great quality game of League of Legends. And lastly, I just want to say if any people are part of the Steve Irwin.
I love watching Papa Smithy. I'm so sorry, Mr. Gold. The first thing I do after watching, you get the honest reaction of every game. You watch Papa Smithy when they start the broadcast, he will tell you with his facial expressions exactly how that game went. And the two hands raised with the mouth wide open, he was just like, "What was that?" And he was just like, he's confused. And I love reading his reactions. Please, Mr. Gold, go ahead and finish. But Papa Smithy tells you exactly how it is just by reading his face.
No, 100%. I love that guy. But I was just saying, if you're part of the Steve Irwin Memorial Foundation and you're coming after two Frenchmen in one cast, I just want you, especially that victory, that minute, that we over here with the pockets of Betadraft, we'll take you on. We don't care he's dead.
Yeah, Steve Irwin, you're not winning in court. God rest your soul. This is RavExel, Mr. Gold. The Rift Rivals semifinals. LMS region takes a 2-1 lead, and looking forward to see how the rest of this storied first tournament. There's going to be some great storylines, and I honestly can't wait for next year, even though it's not over.
Oh, exactly. All right, I'll see you in the VIP cosplay lounge.
All right. So long, Mr. Gold.